Today, we are picking up the wood that we will be using for our flooring and our cabinets. And now we've brought the wood to our cabinet maker, Mike's place, where he will be making it into flooring as well as into our cabinets.
Alright, we need a flathead screwdriver.
Flathead? Yep. Oh, that explains why it doesn't work. Oh my gosh, Dad, you already did this much? How?
Need a felt screwdriver, baby.
Yeah, pull it. Pull it as hard as you can.
Whoa.
Hey, can I use the real hammer? I'm yelling at this stuff.
Mom, you can't believe that I could do this.
I know you're strong.
No, I need
Kinda strong. Kinda not. Break it. Oh well.
Let's just pour that way because we won't be able to step up.
So we've been doing a lot of work here at the house. And actually, we've had a lot of people helping us do this work. It's not really been us doing all of it by any stretch of the imagination. But we've been getting all of the ceilings. There you can see it a little bit. We've been taking all the popcorn off the ceilings, anywhere that we had any left in the whole house. And so we redid the upstairs several years ago, and so there was pretty much no popcorn left upstairs except for in the foyer. And but we had the foyer to do and a lot of downstairs. So that has all been stripped, and they're in the process of repainting some of them. My closet has finally been done, and so now I get to move stuff back into my closet. Ceiling in the closet is done. There's just on these shelves, there's still a good bit of dust and everything left up here on the shelves and on all these boxes and everything that I have. So I've got to dust all of this stuff off and get everything put back in here. Although I shouldn't say everything, because we're getting ready to get the floors done in here in the next week to 2 weeks. And so I'm not going to be able to put anything back on the floors. Right now we just have the plywood on the floors, and they're getting ready to get covered up with hardwood. So I'm gonna have to leave my floors empty, but I will be able to fill my shelves back up here, hang up the clothes that go up high. I'll leave the clothes that go down low empty though. And just in general, get all of this cleaned back up and more usable. So that'll be great. Look and see what it looks like in the library where we put everything from our closet. So all of our clothes got put on top of this table in here, as well as the boxes that we had in there. And you see a bunch of boxes down there. There's soap that I made that has to be put away. So all of this, plus more, there's more over there on the other side too, still has to go back in my closet. I don't claim some of this. Some of this belongs to the kids who use the library. And like the blanket, the pillow, that little thing here. Yeah. Some of these things are going to Goodwill. We don't need a swimmy anymore. Today we have guys over working on repairing a little bit more of the drywall, as well as taking up some of the plywood on the floors where we're going to be laying down the hardwood floors and the plywood. When we tried to pull up the tile, we ended up gouging some of the plywood, and so in order to, keep the new hardwood floors from being real squeaky, we decided to go ahead and replace that. So I'm not sure what else they're doing. I'm outside working in the orchard, getting some of those trees planted that need to be planted at this time of year. But here, you could take a look and see what they're doing. So this is a leak, or this is a spot where we've had a leak from the bathroom above. And so they are repairing that. and that'll look nice again. You can see some on the floor behind me where they have been replacing some of the plywood. I don't know if you can tell here, but we actually have 2 layers of plywood. This is the top layer, and this is the bottom layer. We had, the dishwasher was in this area previously, and evidently there was a bunch of rot under the dishwasher. So they cut that part out and put in a new piece of plywood. And like right here, we'd had a gouged spot, so they cut that out, replaced that. Our freezer and refrigerator are gone. The stove is unplugged. And this is a disaster. Needless to say, we're just making do and getting through one day at a time. Try to find some easy meals to make. We have lots of yogurts, we're eating lots of yogurt. The dining room is quite a sight too right now. These right here are actually bookcases that were on that wall over there where the ugly paint is. And so we've taken those down and they're just standing up on their sides right now. And we're using them as miniature tables. And just finished lunch, so we've got stuff everywhere. The dining room table has been reduced down to, it's normally 11 feet, so I think it's down to at least 8 feet. And it's taking up our den. And all of our books are in boxes under the table and all over the place in the dining room. I'm sorry. All over the place in the den. The 4 younger kids and I have been in the mountains for the last 2 weeks, just a little over 2 weeks. And we needed to pick out some paint colors to get the downstairs painted. So I chose some colors and came home last night to see about figuring this out. This is not my forte, so I really struggle with this because I'm a very visual person, so putting it on the wall is pretty much the only way I'm going to be able to tell what it looks like. Anyway, the floors are just about done. They have everything laid, and we were also refinishing all the other hardwood that we have downstairs. So in our foyer and in our den, there was original oak to the house, and several years ago, we had pulled up the carpet and laid some rustic maple in the library. And all of that needed to be refinished, so they also refinished it. And I thought I'd just kind of give you a little bit of a look at all those beautiful floors. I can't walk on them at all because they've just gotten a layer of sealant, but I can show you a little bit and you can see how gorgeous it is. And I'll also show you what a lot of the rest of the house looks like. So this is the master bedroom. Not very easy to see into very well, but this was all carpet and is now our more rustic looking hickory that we wanted. This, sorry about the glares from the floors, is the library, and it was the rustic maple that we had laid ourselves in here several years ago, and it had had a stain on it, but that stain has been removed, and you can see its natural color now, and it's gorgeous. Not everybody likes this kind of rusticness, the variations in the color and everything, but the two of us,
we love it.
We love it. We think it's absolutely beautiful. I guess I got this from my dad, but I love wood. And so when you get to truly see the beauty of various woods in your home, it's really amazing to me, and it's exactly what I wanted, to be able to just have floors and going to be cabinets where the beauty of wood can just really come out. These bookshelves have been done for years, except that we've had the trim put on there and never painted. So that's going to be getting done. And this whole room, the library, is going to be getting a new coat of paint. As you can see, the dirt right there, that comes from children having their desk right there and sticking their nasty bare feet, or possibly their shoes, but they don't usually wear shoes. So that comes from them putting their feet on the wall. I guess you can see why it needs to be repainted. This right now is my dining room. As you can see, it's rather messy. Here's the bed. That's where Charlie is sleeping. And where I got to sleep last night for the first time in 2 weeks. But this room is covered in furniture, boxes, all kinds of crud from throughout the house. This is the blue that we've had painted in here for the last 3 years, I guess. And this is where the bookshelves were in the dining room, and that was the original color of our walls when we moved in. Most of the walls on the downstairs portion of the house were this color when we moved in. And especially here in the dining room, it really helped to brighten things up because we only have one light fixture in here, and it's a large room because it was really made to be the den. And so that one light fixture doesn't put out nearly as much light as this room needs. And the ceilings in here had been painted red when we moved in, so that was a big factor in the fact that it was so dark in this room. So painting it this light blue color has really lightened things up in here over the years. This is the foyer with the original oak floors. We are not redoing the stairs right now, although they desperately need it. So these original oaks did have a stain on them, and the stain has now been removed, and they're just going to be their natural color. And this is what was meant to be the dining room, but is our den. And again, we're going to be repainting this room, but the oak looks gorgeous for after the refinishing. You can't see the floors here in the kitchen. The hickory has been laid, but because we're walking on it, everything's been covered up. But this is the kitchen for right now. That's going to be changed as soon as the floors are totally dried and cured in the other rooms and the painting is done, so that we'll be able to open this back up and get it all ready for the installation of the cabinets when they're done. So one step at a time, but we're definitely getting there.